So, hi friends, good afternoon to you all. Respected participant friends, dear students, all the dignified well-wishers, my technical support hands. Friends, this one is a completely general class for all of you and for even me too. And this class will help all of you and everybody who do have interest in studying education. At the same time, the students as well as the teachers of economics also certainly will get benefit from this class because this class is concerned with economic development with the help of education. And be it the students or trainee teacher friends, all teachers who are undergoing different training courses, teachers of varied categories of different phases of education, all will get so many new information from this class, and that's why this class is a general class for you, for all of you. Revered participant friends, I do like to express my sense of gratitude to all respected designers and planners who are well concerned with designing and planning different diagrams. Particularly, I must have to pay my sense of gratitude to Google Authority, always searching Google for diagram and drawings, but here in this class no diagram, no drawings have been placed. The contents is absolutely from one of my new books, and that's why there is no question of there is no question of being so much obliged to anybody else. Simply I must have to express my sense of gratitude as per the academic rules and regulations to all concerned authors whose books and writings have been consulted at the time of writing my own book. I will place all the references in the last part of the class, finishing class, because every day we cannot place the references because the class will be so much lengthy if we do so. On 21st/7/2020 means on 21st July, we discuss these are the three sentences which are being repeated here so that I can help you go back to the last class and keep linkage with the class which we had on 21st July 2020. The subject area of this class is education in contemporary Indian society. And in this class, we are to discuss most of the economic parameters, the concept of privatization, the plus and minus aspects of privatization, the process of commercialization of the system of education from primary up to higher level or university level. All information we will get here in this class. Per se, simple part of the total subject content has been covered by this class. Let us come back. We discuss about scientific planning and mentioned about the execution of such planning for the success of any system or the system of education. Friends, you have come to know that the third national policy just after the independence of the country has come to us. It has been, approved by the government, and just after all political procedures, completion of all political procedures, the educational policy will certainly come to operation. Anyway, 2019 National Policy on Education, you people are to study it so much well, because so many new things we will get there. So many new concepts, so many new parameters or paradigms have been included in the National Policy on Education 2019. Friends, scientific planning has special importance in the process of education, and with the help of the process of scientific planning, we can achieve economic growth. Or achieving economic growth has become one of the vital issues of concern for all the nations of the globe, because of the ongoing COVID-19 situation or COVID devastated social parameter or life segment of all the nations of the globe. So friends, we are to achieve economic growth, and for doing so, you see, educational planning must be quite scientific and establish peace in society. For establishing peace, also there is the demand of economic growth, because without economic sufficiency, no nation can become so much strong from all parameters. So friends, economy is the main parameters. Economy is one of the main parameters, and for economic growth there is the demand of, you see, education, because with the help of the process of education, the development of human resources which are necessary or considering the demand of society or the knowledge market, that process is being completed. Education has the utmost, you see, necessity. In our country, the national leaders could realize this urgent necessity after independence, for which the process was launched by the political leaders in 1951. So friends, we come to know about Planning Commission, and we are discussing so many things since the time of independence, dawn of independence till date. Economic planning is necessary to formulate and determine the requisite policies for the welfare of a nation. Above all, without proper development of human resources, it is very difficult to execute the planned policies. Without skilled manpower, nothing can be achieved. In this context, we may cite the explanations of B.B. Tandon. Means we are to mention about the explanations of B.B. Tandon concerning to the necessity of skilled manpower. Friends, we know two things, knowledge and skill. Knowledge we know, you see, when somebody else or we become, you see, expert or able to apply knowledge in practical field, for getting result, it is nothing but skill. Without skill, knowledge cannot be applied in practical field for getting practical result as per the demand of our life. So friends, the skill parameter has become one of the important parameters in the present situation, because we require skill. Only with knowledge we never can exist in this complex, you see, universe or in complex global knowledge market. And that's why skill means the power of application of knowledge, the excellence, the capabilities, the excellent capabilities of applying knowledge is nothing but skill. And skill, we do not see any permanent stage or state or position of skill. So friend, concerning to skill, B.B. Tandon has explained so many good things. Let us see this next slide. In the words of Tandon, he said, and I like to quote and place before you people, whereas economic planning becomes an essential part of developing policies, it is only coming to be realized that planned development of human resources is needed, and that the highest level of economic development in a country is possible only when properly trained manpower is available according to the technological needs of the country or of all the countries or any country. Manpower planning is intimately connected with economic planning, which determines its objectives, and with educational planning, which helps as separated, but now there is a wide measure of cooperation between economists, manpower experts and educationists to order to arrive at a broad approach to the question of development. So friends, once the term development it is considered, the question of economic planning, at the same time the issue of manpower planning and development of human resources as per the demand of economy, or as per the demand of planned process of human resource development, all these factors do have special importance for every nation, for the prosperity of individual life, at the same time for the uplift of social order, and at the same time development of civilization of the global social order. Unfortunately, what happens in our country, I am mentioning about the past, since the time of independence till today, what has been happening. Most of our hard-hearted planners, means most of the planners, they are staying somewhere else in the big cities, and they fail to see the conditions of the rural people of rural India. Means they fail to understand the requisites or necessities of the rural masses. And that's why it is said as hard-hearted planners, pro-capitalist economists, theory makers and educationists have failed to realize the needs of the chance, time and life situations of our country. And there you see so many problems are there, and because of this, you see society has long been suffering since the time of independence till today. System of our education has failed to eradicate illiteracy. 74.02% literate people are there as per the census report of 2011. So friends, illiteracy is a very much challenging problem and make our citizens self-sufficient and self-reliant. These are very, vital issues which are to be well attended for the total transformation of our social system. Educational aims and objectives have failed to touch the needs of the majority of the have-nots of our society, friends. Only with 75% literacy, still we are fighting to, make our democracy quite successful. And we are trying to become one of the leader nations in the club of nations. So friends, our interest and attention towards the eradication of illiteracy should be quite strong or very much strong. Otherwise, without eradicating illiteracy, we never can help people realize or understand, at the same time to know the process or ways and means to reach the government mechanism for their own benefit, for the benefit of social life. Let us go back to the next slide. The system of education has more or less failed to develop economic efficiencies and citizenship qualities of most of the young people of our society. Developing citizenship qualities or development of the qualities of good citizen, it has become or it has been one of the most important objectives of secondary education of the country since the time of independence till today. But as citizens, how much we are concerning to our constitutional rights. We are much more concerned concerning to the rights which are being given and granted by the Constitution of India to us. But once the question of obligation, which are also being well written or prescribed in the Constitution, we are not so much sincere, friends. So friends, concerning to the obligation, if we do not become so much conscious and concerned, we never can help our society progress as we expect to make it. So let us come, though quantitative expansion, has taken place in some of the levels, qualitative improvement has not taken place in an expected manner. Education in most of the cases has failed to make us fit to take active part in the process of production and social uplift. As a result, a huge portion of our young population has been leading life without dignified jobs. Corruption has been increasing in all spheres of our social life, and we too are, linked with the process. Gradually, value vacuum situation, we do not care values, has started to influence the young minds of the society. Money and power are centralized in few strong hands, that have political high hands. Friends, how political exercises have been going on, you have seen since the time of independence of the country. And that's why you see, we have to be so much mindful, our citizens are to be so much mindful, because if they do not realize the value of constitutional rights, at the same time if they do not become so much mindful towards the constitutional obligations, changes in grand scale cannot be achieved. We cannot bring changes. No government officers, no government mechanism will be able to help us to, you see, reach the target of plan changes or plan changes or transformation of different parameters of our life and society. Let us go back to the next slide. Politics in our society has more or less begun to compromise with the moral and ethical values of our social life. Since the time of independence, it has been explaining. As a result, the process of mass moral and ethical degradation of values has started to occupy the major part of our socio-economic life. Mental depression has gradually been increasing among the young educated people of our society. Some of them have started to lose faith in the present socio-economic and political setup of our society. Such state of mental depression and loss of faith in the value system of the present day society have encouraged to develop the spirit of disunity, disintegration, and made the young people restless. As a result, divisive tendencies have been increasing, and some of the young people have started to fight to establish justice by any means. Why the question of terrorism? Why secessionism? These things, these problems, why these are coming to our society? We are to see, we are to scrutinize, we are to analyze the economic system exercises. At the same time, we are to study the problems of the system of education of the country, and we are to, you see, rectify all these. A feeling of peaceless state of socio-cultural life has already occupied our minds. Discontent and disunity have been resulted because of the immoral practices of majority of the political leaders and bureaucrats of our society. The spirit of secessionism has been increasing, and violence has gradually started to become the order of day-to-day life. You see the recent news heading. What has been happening there in the UP? You have come to know how, you see, Honorable Prime Minister of UP, how he is tackling the problems. Friends, these are the problems which are being resulted because of our, you see, non-serious attitude towards the obligations which are being shortlisted in the constitution of our country. So education is one of the vital means with the help of which we can understand the problems of society in proper manner. We can understand the problems of economy in absolute manner. We can understand the value or power of political exercises, and we can, you see, judge in proper manner, means we can take proper political decision in proper time. Let us go back to the next slide. Our education has not succeeded to set all such socio-cultural and socio-political maladies. The steps that most of our political leaders have been taking since the independence of the country have miserably failed to bring radical changes to the educational spheres. Steps for piecemeal reforms in the system of education since the independence of the country have failed to change the principles and objectives of British-oriented system of Indian education. Still, the basic spirit of the British-oriented education has been working in the system of Indian education. You see the impact or the influence of British-oriented system. Our system of education has up till now not become free from the influence of the British-oriented system. And for knowing the modern system of education which was being started by the British people, we must have to go back to the Macclesfield Butte of 1835. At the same time, we are to go back to the Banting's Resolution of 1835. Macaulay said during that time, at the time of formulating the educational policy for British India, he said, I like to quote before you that we want to create a class of people Indian in blood and color, but British in taste, British in moral, British in intellect. Means they try to westernize everything else. We want to create a class of people Indian in blood and color. People are Indian in blood and color, but British in taste. They will be just like the British people. So from the point parameter of taste, in intellect, from the point of view of intellectual capabilities, on in moral, means concerning to the moral parameter also, they will forget their origin and they will totally become a new nation so that we can make them slaves for many years. So friends, the issue of Indianization of the system of education has become so much important today, because reversely if we say we want to create a class of people Indian in blood and color, Indian in taste, Indian in intellect and Indian in moral, then our country will be, you see, one of the leader nations in the club of nations. So friends, the government has, that's why just after the independence of the country up till now, we have got two national policies. One, the National Policy on Education of 1968, and the second national policy was, which was during Rajiv Gandhi's regime, means Honorable Prime Minister of India during that time was late Rajiv Gandhi, and that is the National Policy on Education 1986. The first one 1968, the second one 1986, and we have now we are getting the next national policy, that is National Policy of Education 2019, where there are 5 most important parameters, and the last parameter is very much important for all of us, that is accountability parameter. Means we are answerable to the nation, we are answerable to the masses, we are answerable to the society, because we are being helped by the money of the taxpayers. Means we are receiving salaries with only because the taxpayers are paying taxes, and that's why we are so much accountable for the total transformation of our social system. And the quality parameter is also one of the important parameters out of these 5. Quality means how good something is once it is compared with other similar same category of thing, that is quality. And quality we never can see, we never can give absolute definition of quality. Let us go back to the next one. The absolute administrative structure of education inherited from the colonial past has more or less retained in the system of education in India. As a result, the formal pattern of Indian education has in most of the areas failed to fulfill the basic requirements of our society. The democratic base of our society has also remained in poor state because of the theoretical Western-oriented outlook of our education. I have already mentioned. Education is a dynamic force for social sense and transformation. It helps every society to bring senses. The social setup also influences the aims and objectives as well as the pattern of education. Education helps society to make it more cultured, and culture of a society influences the educational aims and objectives of the system of education that remains in operation. So friends, we have to see towards ourselves how much cultured we are, how much patriotic we are, how much strong our spirit of nationalism is, how much respect towards our own identity is. These are very much important parameters, and once we fail to judge or consider all these parameters from definite angles, we never can help our nation become one of the leader nations. So friends, the obligation or the accountability issue, which is being pointed out as one of the most important out of the 5 parameters in the latest National Policy on Education 2019, we are to be quite mindful towards this point, and once means this is a high time because this is the time when we are to be concerned to give the society what the society is expecting from us. Let us go back to the culture influences the system of education from many directions and sets the basic foundation. Education in a sense is one of the most powerful agencies of social transformation. Culture, that is the inner aspect of life as well as the society, receives all the basic elements from education. Thus, friends, life and culture find their way of sense only with the help of education. Education helps to develop the intellectual, moral, economic, religious, etc. capabilities, foundation and views of every society and citizens living in such society. The system of education of a specific nation is the social mirror where the advancement of national life is adequately reflected. Socio-political, cultural and religious growth, nourishment and exercises in an orderly manner depend on education. So friends, education is the mirror of our society. Education is the mirror of our civilization. It is the mirror of our culture. It is the mirror of the personalities of the citizens. So, this mirror means education has special importance for all, for total transformation of human qualities and capabilities, at the same time with the help of the human expertise, human potentialities, the development of economic parameter, as well as the progress of society as a whole. Civilization and culture is two parameters to have special importance, and you see the progress of civilization with these two, education has closely been linked, and in the process of nourishment and sophistication of the cultural parameter of human society, education has specific role. Culture is the inner aspect of human personality. So excellence of human personality means culture. Culture is being reflected in human personality, and culture basically reflects the excellent internal parameter of human personality, and it is education with the help of which the internal nourishment of human personality is practicalized. So friends, education has special importance in bringing total senses towards the personality parameters of human individuals or citizens, and with the help of drastic senses of human personalities, you see changes in social parameter, changes in cultural parameter, changes in economic parameter, changes as a whole is possible. Let us go back to the without education, the flow of development of life and society bound to become slow. Education helps to develop the human potentialities which are necessary to meet the demand of social life. Education develops every aspect of human personality with the help of which social transformation is possible. The aims and objectives of the system of education of a nation are well determined with the help of the influence of different important factors. The important factors like the political, historical, economical, cultural, racial, geographical, religious, linguistic, etc. constantly influence and give a special shape of the system of education. All processes such as socio-cultural, socio-economic, socio-religious, linguistic, etc. constantly influence and give special shape of the system of education. So friends, at the time of determining the objectives as well as aims of education, the planners basically are to consider political factor of the country, historical factor of the country. History is very much important because J.F. Kennedy said, "The time and the world do not stand still." I am repeating. Change is the law of nature. Change is the law of life. So friends, if we negate or if we disrespect and dishonor our past, we never can enjoy our present, realize our present. And if we fail to understand or realize our present necessity and demand and status of our life in society, we will not be able to plan for the future. So friends, the most important ingredients of our present lies in past. Past is the mirror wherefrom we take all the rich elements to the present, and with the help of the problems of present and scrutinizing the most important elements of our history, we plan for the future. So friends, at the time of determination of the aims and objectives of educational system of a nation or state, all these parameters do have special importance. Economical parameter, cultural parameter, India Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, means wherefrom it was declared that the whole universe is one family, one household, and we are the citizens of that greater family. And that's why racial speciality is to be understood. Geographical specialities are to be understood. Religious parameters are to be taken care of. Linguistic parameters to be well judged, and constantly other parameters which do have influence over the system of education at the time of determination of the aims and objectives. All these factors are to be well considered, and scrutinizing the past, the present necessities are to be determined, and the aims and objectives are to be set, and we are to see towards the future. Let us go back to the next slide. As a process of socio-cultural, socio-economic, socio-religious, scientific, technological change, growth, uplift and advancement, education acts as the determinant force of change. Education helps to produce proper human resources to handle the physical resources of a nation. Proper development of human resources helps to employ human force for the discovery of physical resources, so that such resources may be used for the benefit of humanity with judicious, futuristic approach and outlook. Mobilization of physical resources for the use of the benefit of life and society has special necessity. Without proper human resources, physical resources cannot be made ready for the judicious use of greater benefit of human life. Thus, both human resources and physical resources are the most essential requirements for the welfare of life and society, where education has the definite roles to help a nation achieve prosperity and growth. Only education can play the most powerful roles. So these things are very much important. You have understood so much well. So friends, we are to understand the role of education being so much sincere, because we want drastic changes in our life and society. At the same time, we want to become one of the strongest nations in the club of nations. Let us go back to the next slide. In brief, the impact of new economic reform we are discussing means about the globalization, impact of globalization and post-globalized era economic, demand. At the same time, ongoing COVID-19 devastated economy. How to reform, how to get back, or how to help our economy bring to its strong status is very much important. In reform can be shortlisted as given these 2 points are very much important. The new economic reform has made the educational exercise very competitive because of globalization. The tendency of business has become very much strong in the field of education. It has been tried to make education a commodity, just like the pen, shirt, other things. In other sense, knowledge has been treated as a commodity, and educational institutions have been treated as knowledge industries, wherefrom means knowledge has sellability. We are considering knowledge from the demand or viewpoint of sense economic parameter just after the very rapid impact or influence of the process of globalization. The spirit of privatization, why this come from the Western society to our society, has become very strong, and the volume of expenditure on education has also become very heavy for the masses because of the change economic parameter of the whole global nations, and because of bringing from the Western society to our society back the concept of commercialization and privatization. Let us go back to the next slide. The gap between what happens? public and private sectors has become very wide, and in the name of quality culture, the private sector has been increasing the expenditure volume. You know it so much well. Education has been turning to be a kind of commodity, and the pressure on the poor has been getting more. The uniformity of policy management, planning, placement, a process for expansion of educational avenues, application of teaching methodology, evaluation procedures, etc. has been lost. In the institution of private sector, plans and programs have been drawn following the principle of these days. There is the possibility of destroying the democratic culture in the name of privatization of the sector of education. Gap between the rich and the poor has become wide, and the spirit of class culture in the society has become very much strong because of our acceptance. Let us go back to the next slide. Education, France, is a birthright. All citizens of a democratic society like India should get equal educational opportunity as one of the very important fundamental rights. There should not be any differences so far the question of opportunity of education is concerned. All citizens without any discriminations, namely caste, social status, culture, sex, economic status, etc. should get equal opportunity of education. But because of new economic reform, you see, the volume of expenditure in the private sector educational institutions has been getting very heavy. As a result, the marginalized and the poor groups have become unable to chant their words to the private institutions. These groups are bound to chant their words to the public institutions, and in most of the cases they become deprived of proper educational facilities in most of the institutions under the sector. There has been undeserving gap so far the quality culture of different institutions under the public and the private sectors are concerned. So friends, because of all these things, once our service is granted, once we get chance to enter into public sector educational institution, we become certain that for 30 or 35 years or 36 years my service or our service is guaranteed. So we do not become so much mindful towards the obligations which are being well shortlisted in the constitution of our country. We do not care the demand of the mass people, and because of all these very much negative exercises and our attitude, because of nonsensing parameter of our attitude, things are going on this way. And that's why the national policy on 2019, the accountability or answerability parameter has become one of the most important parameters, and it is high time for all of us to become so much mindful towards our own obligation which are being shortlisted in the constitution of our country, so as to help our society achieve the target of progress, as well as revive the economy which has been devastated by the ongoing COVID-19 problem. At the same time, help to make our country one of the leader nations in the club of nations. Thank you so much for today. I will discuss the remaining part in the next class. This class has become a little bit lengthy. So friends, you see all the contents, because things are so much important, and change of the society, change of the economy, change of the nation is in your hand, in my hand. If we work as per our obligation, automatically changes will come, or changes will result in our social parameter. Thank you so much, friends.